Do you also think every day that you'll start exercising tomorrow? You'll eat healthy from tomorrow? You'll use social media less from tomorrow? You'll wake up early from tomorrow? But then tomorrow comes and you repeat the same mistakes again and again? If yes, then you're absolutely not alone. Millions of people around the world are struggling with this exact same problem. We live in a cycle of good intentions followed by broken promises to ourselves. We start strong on Monday, but by Wednesday we're back to our old patterns. Sound familiar? The truth is, due to lack of real self-discipline, our biggest dreams remain just dreams. We have the knowledge, we know what we should do, but we simply can't stick to it consistently. This gap between knowing and doing is destroying our potential. Today I'm sharing with you a revolutionary book called Mindful Self-Discipline by Giovanni Dienstmann that will solve this problem from the root level. This isn't just another self-help book filled with motivational quotes. It's packed with scientifically proven techniques and practical strategies that have transformed thousands of lives. Giovanni Dienstmann is a meditation teacher and life coach who has helped people from over 85 countries develop unshakable self-discipline. His approach combines ancient wisdom with modern neuroscience to create a system that actually works. In this comprehensive video, I'll break down every major concept from this life-changing book. You'll learn step-by-step how to develop real, sustainable self-discipline that doesn't rely on motivation or willpower alone. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap to transform your life. Chapter 1. The real definition of self-discipline. Let's start with a fundamental question. What is self-discipline really? Most people have a fundamentally flawed understanding of this concept, which is why they repeatedly fail. When most people think of self-discipline, they imagine a strict, rigid lifestyle. They think it means saying no to everything enjoyable, living like a monk, and constantly fighting against their natural desires. They picture someone who never has fun, never relaxes, and lives in a state of constant restriction. But this understanding is not just wrong, it's actually counterproductive. This kind of approach leads to what psychologists call moral licensing, where you compensate for periods of extreme restriction with periods of complete indulgence. The real definition of self-discipline. Real self-discipline is not about restriction or punishment. It's about freedom. It's the ability to make conscious choices aligned with your values and long-term goals, even when you don't feel like it in the moment. Think of it this way. An undisciplined person is actually less free because they're constantly at the mercy of their impulses, emotions, and external circumstances. A disciplined person has the freedom to choose their response to any situation. The 4 core elements of mindful self-discipline. Element 1. Self-awareness, the foundation. Self-awareness is the foundation of all self-discipline. You cannot change what you're not aware of. This means developing the ability to observe your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without immediately reacting to them. Most people live on autopilot. They react automatically to situations without conscious choice. They eat when they see food, check their phone when they hear a notification, get angry when something doesn't go their way. This is the opposite of self-discipline. Self-awareness means creating a gap between stimulus and response. In that gap lies your power to choose. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, said it perfectly. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Element 2. Intention setting, the direction. Without clear intention, discipline becomes meaningless suffering. Please be clear about what you want to achieve and why it's important to you. This isn't just about setting goals. It's about connecting with your deeper values and purpose. Many people fail at discipline because their intentions are vague or borrowed from others. I should exercise because it's good for health is much weaker than I want to exercise because I want to have energy to play with my grandchildren and be an inspiring example for my family. Your intentions must be personally meaningful and emotionally compelling. They should answer not just what you want to do, but why it matters deeply to you. Element 3. Present moment. Focus, the power. Discipline happens in the present moment. You cannot be disciplined in the past, it's already gone, or in the future, it's not here yet. The only moment where you have power is right now. People lose discipline because their mind is elsewhere. They're either ruminating about past failures, I always mess up, or worrying about future challenges. This is too hard. I'll never succeed. Meanwhile, the present moment, where all the power lies, slips away. Present moment focus means training your attention to stay anchored in the now. This doesn't mean you never plan for the future or learn from the past. It means your primary attention is on what you can do right here, right now. Element 4, non-judgmental attitude, the sustainability. Traditional approaches to discipline are often harsh and judgmental. When you fail, you beat yourself up mentally. This creates a negative emotional cycle that actually makes it harder to get back on track. Mindful self-discipline approaches setbacks with compassion and curiosity rather than judgment and criticism. When you fail, instead of saying, "I'm hopeless," you ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of, "I always mess up," you say, "This is part of the learning process." This non-judgmental attitude isn't about lowering standards or accepting mediocrity. It's about creating an internal environment where growth and improvement can flourish. Traditional discipline versus mindful discipline. Let me give you a detailed comparison to make this crystal clear. Traditional discipline relies heavily on willpower, uses force and suppression, creates internal conflict, is rigid and inflexible, leads to burnout, based on should and external pressure, views setbacks as failures, unsustainable long-term. Mindful discipline uses awareness and understanding, works with natural tendencies, creates internal harmony, is flexible and adaptive, is sustainable and energizing, based on values and internal motivation. Views setbacks as learning opportunities, get stronger over time. Let's say you're trying to develop a healthy eating habit. Here's how the two approaches would look. Traditional approach. You force yourself to eat only salads, completely eliminate all bad foods, rely on willpower to resist temptations, feel guilty every time you slip up, eventually binge eat because of excessive restriction, then feel like a failure, and give up. Mindful approach. You start by becoming aware of your eating patterns without judgment. You notice you tend to eat junk food when you're stressed. Instead of fighting this, you prepare healthy stress relief snacks in advance. When you do eat something unhealthy, you observe it curiously. Interesting. I reached for chips when I felt overwhelmed at work. You use this awareness to make a better choice next time. You progress gradually, sustainably, and without the emotional drama. Chapter 2. The Science of Willpower. Before we dive into advanced strategies, it's crucial to understand the science behind willpower. Most people's approach to self-discipline fails because they misunderstand how willpower actually works. What is willpower? The neuroscience. Willpower is controlled primarily by the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for executive functions like planning, decision-making, and impulse control. Think of it as your brain's CEO. It makes the tough decisions and keeps other parts of the brain in line. However, just like any other brain function, the prefrontal cortex has limitations. It consumes glucose, brain fuel, when making decisions, especially difficult ones. When glucose levels drop, so does your ability to exercise self-control. This is why you might eat healthy all day but then binge on ice cream in the evening. It's not a character flaw, it's neuroscience. Your prefrontal cortex has been working all day making decisions, and by evening, it's depleted. Research by psychologist Roy Baumeister revealed that willpower behaves like a muscle. 1. It gets fatigued with use. This is called ego depletion. 2. It can be strengthened with training. Regular practice increases capacity. 3. It needs rest to recover. Overuse leads to burnout. 4. Different tasks draw from the same pool. Resisting donuts makes it harder to resist checking social media. Recognizing these signs can help you avoid making important decisions when your willpower is low. Difficulty making even simple decisions, like what to wear, increased irritability and emotional reactions, stronger temptations and cravings, tendency to procrastinate on important tasks, increased impulsive behavior, difficulty concentrating, feeling mentally exhausted despite not doing physical work. The glucose connection. Your brain uses about 20% of your body's glucose, and the prefrontal cortex is particularly glucose-hungry. Studies have shown that people who consume a glucose drink perform better on self-controlled tasks than those who don't. This doesn't mean you should eat sugar all day. The key is maintaining stable blood sugar levels through regular, balanced meals, complex carbohydrates that provide steady energy, adequate protein for satiety, avoiding blood sugar spikes and crashes. Strategies to preserve willpower. Strategy 1. Reduce decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is the deteriorating quality of decisions made after a long session of decision-making. Every decision you make depletes your willpower reserves. Practical applications. Lay out clothes the night before. Plan meals in advance. Create standard responses to common situations. Automate routine decisions through habits. Batch similar decisions together. Use templates and systems for recurring choices. Strategy 2. Strategic environment design. Rather than relying on willpower to resist temptations, remove the temptations entirely. This is called Designing your environment for success. Practical applications. Keep healthy foods visible and accessible. Hide or remove unhealthy foods. Put your phone in another room when working. Use apps to block distracting websites during work hours. Surround yourself with visual reminders of your goals. Create friction for bad habits and remove friction for good habits. Strategy 3. Habit formation. Habits are behaviors that have become automatic through repetition. They bypass the prefrontal cortex and run on the basal ganglia, which doesn't require willpower. The goal is to turn as many positive behaviors as possible into habits so they don't drain your willpower reserves. Strategy 4. Energy management. Physical energy and mental energy are interconnected. When your body is tired, your brain's executive functions suffer. Key areas for energy management. Sleep. 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is non-negotiable for willpower. Exercise. Regular physical activity improves brain function and willpower. Nutrition. Stable blood sugar supports consistent self-control. Hydration. Even mild dehydration impairs cognitive function. Stress management. Chronic stress depletes willpower reserves. Strategy 5. Meditation and mindfulness practice. Numerous studies have shown that meditation literally changes the brain. Regular meditation practice increases gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, improves emotional regulation, enhances attention and focus, reduces stress and cortisol levels, increases self-awareness. Even just 10-15 minutes of daily meditation can significantly improve your self-control abilities within a few weeks. The recovery paradox. Here's something counterintuitive. Sometimes the best way to strengthen your willpower is to stop using it temporarily. Just like physical muscles, willpower needs recovery time. This means taking regular breaks from demanding tasks, having cheat days or flexibility in your routine, planned, not impulsive, engaging in activities that restore mental energy, nature walks, meditation, hobbies, getting adequate sleep and rest, not trying to change everything at once. Practical implementation. Start with these immediate actions. 1. Track when your willpower is highest and lowest during the day. 2. Schedule your most challenging tasks during high willpower times. 3. Prepare your environment to support good choices. 4. Begin a simple 5-minute daily meditation practice. Ensure you're getting adequate sleep and nutrition. Chapter 3. The power of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the secret weapon of sustainable self-discipline. While willpower eventually runs out, mindfulness can be developed infinitely and actually gets stronger with practice. Understanding mindfulness deeply. Mindfulness is often misunderstood as just meditation or relaxation. In reality, mindfulness is a way of being, a quality of attention that you can bring to any activity or situation. At its core, mindfulness is about present moment awareness, being fully here now, non-judgmental observation, watching without immediately labeling as good or bad, acceptance, allowing things to be as they are without immediately trying to change them, curiosity, approaching experiences with an open, interested mind, the neuroscience of mindfulness. When you practice mindfulness, you're literally rewiring your brain. Neuroimaging studies show that mindfulness practice strengthens the prefrontal cortex, your brain's executive center, calms the amygdala, the brain's alarm system that triggers fight or flight responses, enhances the insula, the brain region responsible for interoception, awareness of internal bodily sensations, improves connectivity between different brain regions, leading to better integration and decision between mindfulness and self-discipline. Traditional self-discipline often creates internal conflict. Part of you wants one thing, another part wants something else, and you try to force the good part to win. This creates stress, resistance, and eventual breakdown. Mindful self-discipline works differently. Instead of fighting with yourself, you observe the different parts of yourself with curiosity and compassion. This creates integration rather than conflict, leading to more sustainable change. The RAIN technique. Advanced application. RAIN is one of the most powerful mindfulness techniques for developing self-discipline. Recognize. The power of awareness. Recognition is about clearly seeing what's happening in the moment without getting caught up in it. This includes thoughts. I'm thinking that I can't do this. Emotions. I'm feeling frustrated. Physical sensations. I'm noticing tension in my shoulders. Impulses. I'm having an urge to check my phone. Practical exercise. Set random alarms throughout your day. When they ring, stop and spend 30 seconds simply recognizing what's happening in your mind and body right now. A. Allow. Allowing doesn't mean giving in to every impulse. It means not adding unnecessary struggle to what's already happening. When you resist an experience, you often make it stronger and more persistent. The paradox of allowing. Often, When you stop fighting a craving or difficult emotion, it naturally begins to fade. What you resist persists. What you allow can transform. Practical exercise. Next time you have a craving for food, social media, etc., instead of immediately acting on it or fighting it, sit with it for 2 minutes. Just allow it to be there and observe how it changes. Investigate. Investigation is about approaching your experience with gentle curiosity rather than harsh judgment. Ask yourself, where do I feel this in my body? What thoughts are arising? What might have triggered this? What do I really need right now? Advanced investigation questions. What is the story I'm telling myself about this situation? What would I say to a good friend experiencing this same thing? What would my wisest self do in this situation? How might this experience be serving me or teaching me something? Non-attachment doesn't mean not caring. It means understanding that you are not your thoughts, emotions, or experiences. They are temporary phenomena that come and go, but they don't define who you are. This perspective gives you tremendous freedom. Instead of saying, I am angry, you say, I am experiencing anger. Instead of, I am a failure, you say, I am having thoughts about failure. Advanced mindfulness techniques for self-discipline. Technique 1, the stop method. S, stop what you're doing completely. Don't just pause, fully stop. T, take a breath. Not just any breath, but a conscious, deep breath that anchors you in the present moment. O, observe your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations with curiosity rather than judgment. P, proceed with conscious choice based on your values and long-term goals rather than immediate impulses. Advanced application. Use this technique not just during difficult moments, but randomly throughout your day to strengthen your mindfulness muscle. Technique 2, mindful breathing. Beyond basic breathing. While basic breathing techniques focus on relaxation, mindful breathing for self-discipline has additional elements. The 4-7-8 technique for impulse control. Inhale for 4 counts through your nose. Hold for 7 counts. Exhale for 8 counts through your mouth. Repeat 3 to 4 times. This specific pattern activates the parasympathetic nervous system and gives your prefrontal cortex time to engage before you act on an impulse. Box breathing for decision-making. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. Hold empty for 4 counts. Repeat for 2 to 5 minutes. Use this before making important decisions or when you feel scattered and need to center yourself. Technique 3, body scan for emotional intelligence. A daily body scan practice increases your ability to notice subtle changes in your emotional and physical state before they become overwhelming. Advanced body scan practice. 1. Start at the top of your head and slowly move attention down through your body. Notice not just physical sensations, but the emotional quality in each area. 3. Pay special attention to areas where you tend to hold stress or emotion. 4. Don't try to change anything, just observe with curiosity. 5. End by sensing your body as a whole. Mindful eating for impulse control. Mindful eating is one of the best ways to develop overall impulse control because eating is something we do multiple times per day. Advanced mindful eating practice. Before eating, pause and ask, how hungry am I? What does my body actually need? Eat the first 3 bites in complete silence, focusing entirely on taste, texture, and smell. Put your utensils down between bites. Notice when you first feel satisfied, usually before you feel full. Practice stopping when satisfied, even if food remains. Technique 5, urge surfing. Urge surfing treats cravings and impulses like ocean waves. They build, peak, and then naturally subside if you don't get caught up in them. Step by step. Urge surfing. 1. When you notice a craving or urge, don't immediately act or resist. 2. Visualize the urge as a wave approaching. 3. Notice where you feel it in your body. 4. Breathe with the sensations as the wave builds. 5. Stay present as it peaks. This usually takes 1 to 3 minutes. 6. Watch it naturally begin to subside. 7. Notice that you're still here, still okay, even though you didn't act on the urge. Technique 6. Present moment anchoring. The 5-4-3-2-1 technique enhanced. When your mind is spinning with worry, regret, or overwhelming thoughts, use this technique to anchor yourself in the present. 5 things you can see. Really look at them. Notice details. 4 things you can touch. Feel textures, temperatures. 3 things you can hear, including subtle sounds. 2 things you can smell. Breathe deeply. 1 thing you can taste. Notice the taste in your mouth. Advanced version. After completing the 5-4-3-2-1, ask yourself, what does this present moment need from me? Let the answer arise naturally, without forcing it. Integrating mindfulness into daily life. The goal isn't to meditate for hours, but to bring mindful awareness to your regular activities. Mindful daily activities. Brushing teeth. Feel the bristles. Taste the toothpaste. Walking. Feel your feet connecting with the ground. Washing dishes. Feel the water temperature. Notice the soap bubbles. Drinking water. Taste it. Feel it going down your throat. Each of these activities becomes an opportunity to strengthen your mindfulness muscle. Creating mindfulness triggers. Set up environmental cues to remind you to be mindful. Put a small dot on your watch or phone that reminds you to take a mindful breath when you see it. Use doorways as reminders to check in with your present moment awareness. Set gentle chimes or alarms throughout the day as mindfulness bells. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even 30 seconds of genuine mindfulness can shift your entire day. Chapter 4. The Psychology of Habits. Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives. Research shows that about 40% of our daily actions are habits, not conscious decisions. If you want to master self-discipline, you must master the psychology of habits. The neuroscience of habit formation. When you first learn a new behavior, your brain works hard. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for conscious decision-making, is highly active, using lots of energy and attention. But as you repeat the behavior, something fascinating happens. The brain starts to automate the process, shifting control from the prefrontal cortex to the basal ganglia, a more primitive brain region that can run behaviors with minimal conscious effort. This is why you can drive a familiar route while thinking about something completely different, or why you might find yourself checking your phone without even deciding to do it. Understanding the habit loop. Advanced version. The basic habit loop has 3 parts, but the advanced understanding includes a 4th crucial element. Number 1. Cue. Environmental and internal. Cues can be environmental, time of day, location, objects, other people. Emotional. Stress, boredom, happiness, anxiety. Physical. Hunger, fatigue, restlessness. Mental. Specific thoughts or memories. Sequential. The completion of another action. Advanced cue strategy. Most people only think about obvious external cues, but internal cues, emotions, thoughts, physical states, are often more powerful and harder to recognize. Number 2. Routine. Physical, mental, and emotional. Routines aren't just physical actions. They can be physical. Going for a run, eating a snack, checking phone. Mental. Worrying, planning, daydreaming. Emotional. Getting angry, feeling grateful, becoming anxious. Number 3. Reward. Immediate and delayed. Rewards can be physical. Taste, comfort, energy boost. Emotional. Stress relief, pleasure, sense of accomplishment. Social. Connection, approval, attention. Mental. Information, entertainment, mental stimulation. Craving, the missing link. This is what most people miss. Habits are driven by craving for the reward, not the reward itself. The craving is what makes the habit automatic and compulsive. Understanding your cravings is the key to changing habits. What are you really craving when you reach for your phone? Connection? Stimulation? Escape from discomfort? What are you craving when you eat junk food? Comfort? Energy? Pleasure? The golden rule of habit. Change. You can't eliminate a bad habit. You can only change it. The most effective approach is to keep the same cue and reward, but change the routine. Example. Cue. Feeling stressed at work. Old routine. Eating junk food. Reward. Temporary comfort and distraction. New routine. Taking a 5-minute walk or doing deep breathing. The key is finding a new routine that provides the same type of reward, comfort, and stress relief as the old one. Building good habits. The advanced system. Principle 1. Start ridiculously small. Most people fail at habit building because they start too big. Your new habit should be so small that it feels almost silly not to do it. Examples. Want to exercise? Start with putting on your workout clothes. Want to meditate? Start with 1 conscious breath. Want to read more? Start with reading 1 page. Want to eat healthier? Start with drinking 1 glass of water. Why this works? Small habits bypass the brain's resistance to change. Once you start, momentum often carries you further than your minimum commitment. Principle 2. Anchor new habits to existing ones. Advanced habit stacking. Instead of trying to build habits from scratch, attach them to habits you already have. This is called habit stacking. Basic formula. After I, existing habit, I will, new habit. Advanced formula. After I, existing habit, I will, new habit, in specific location, for specific time. Examples. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write down 3 things I'm grateful for at my kitchen table for 2 minutes. After I sit down at my desk at work, I will take 5 deep breaths while looking out the window. After I put on my pajamas, I will put my phone in the other room and read for 10 minutes. Principle 3. Design your environment for success. Your environment is more powerful than your willpower. Design it to make good habits easier, and bad habits harder. For good habits, reduce friction. Put your workout clothes next to your bed. Keep healthy snacks visible and easily accessible. Put books in multiple locations around your house. Keep a water bottle on your desk. For bad habits, increase friction. Put junk food in hard-to-reach places. Log out of social media accounts and remove apps from your home screen. Keep your phone in another room while working. Cancel subscriptions to services that waste your time. Principle 4. Track your progress visually. What gets measured gets managed. Visual progress tracking provides immediate feedback and motivation. Effective tracking methods. Habit calendar. Mark an X for each day you complete the habit. Chain method. Try to build the longest chain possible without breaking. Simple apps. Use habit tracking apps that send notifications and show progress. Physical tokens. Move a paperclip from one jar to another each time you complete the habit. Breaking bad habits. The strategic approach. Step 1. Become a habit detective. For 1 week, track when, where, and why you engage in the bad habit. Look for patterns. What time of day does it usually happen? Where are you when it happens? What emotions are you feeling? What thoughts are you having? What happened right before the habit kicked in? Step 2. Identify the real reward. Ask yourself, what need is this habit really fulfilling? Most bad habits meet legitimate needs in unhealthy ways. Examples. Scrolling social media might meet needs for connection and stimulation. Eating junk food might meet needs for comfort and pleasure. Procrastination might meet needs for safety, avoiding potential failure. Step 3. Find a healthier substitute. Once you know the real reward, brainstorm healthier ways to get it. Need connection? Call a friend. Join a community. Have a meaningful conversation. Need stimulation? Go for a walk. Listen to music. Do a creative activity. Need comfort? Take a warm bath. Practice self-compassion. Do gentle movement. Step 4. Change your environment. Make the bad habit harder to do. Remove triggers and cues. Add friction to the unwanted behavior. Create barriers between you and the habit. Step 5. Replace. Don't just eliminate. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you just try to stop a habit without replacing it, you'll likely fail. Always have a positive replacement habit strategies. The 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. This is about establishing the identity and routine, not about the outcome. The plateau of latent potential. Habits often don't show results immediately. Like ice that doesn't melt until it reaches 32 degrees. Habits often don't produce visible changes until you cross a critical threshold. Stay consistent through the valley of disappointment. Identity-based habits. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. Outcome-based. I want to lose 20 pounds. Identity-based. I want to become a healthy person. Outcome-based. I want to read 50 books this year. Identity-based. I want to become a reader. Ask yourself, what would a desired identity do in this situation? Habit stacking sequences. You can stack multiple habits together to create powerful morning or evening routines. Example morning routine. 1. After I wake up, I drink a glass of water. 2. After I drink water, I do 2 minutes of stretching. 3. After I stretch, I meditate for 5 minutes. 4. After I meditate, I write in my journal for 3 minutes. 5. After I journal, I review my goals for the day. The 1% rule. Focus on getting 1% better every day rather than making dramatic changes. Small improvements compound over time into remarkable results. Getting 1% better every day means you'll be 37 times better after 1 year. 1.01365 equals 37.78. Getting 1% worse every day means you'll decline to nearly 0.99365 equals 0.03. This is the power of habits. They compound, for better or worse. Chapter 5. Emotional Regulation. Mastery. Emotions are the make or break factor in self-discipline. You can have the best plans and strategies, but if you can't manage your emotional states, you'll repeatedly sabotage yourself. The neuroscience of emotional hijacking. When intense emotions arise, the amygdala, your brain's alarm system, can essentially hijack your prefrontal cortex, your rational thinking center. This is why you might make decisions when emotional that you later regret when you're calm. The amygdala evolved to keep us alive in physically dangerous situations, but in modern life, it often overreacts to psychological threats like rejection, failure, or uncertainty. Understanding the emotional discipline connection. Different emotions affect self-discipline in different ways. Emotions that enhance discipline. Calm confidence provides steady energy and clear thinking. Motivation creates forward momentum and enthusiasm. Contentment reduces the need for immediate gratification. Purpose connects actions to deeper meaning. Emotions that undermine discipline. Anxiety creates urgency and impulsive decisions. Anger reduces impulse control and rational thinking. Sadness Sadness leads to comfort-seeking behaviors. Boredom increases craving for stimulation. Overwhelm causes shutdown or avoidance. The stop, look, listen, respond method. This is an advanced emotional regulation technique specifically designed for maintaining self-discipline. Stop, physical interruption. The moment you notice strong emotion or impulse, physically stop what you're doing. If possible, change your physical position. Stand up, sit down, step back. This breaks the automatic emotional behavioral chain. Look, conscious observation. Look at what's happening inside you without judgment. Name the emotion specifically. I'm feeling frustrated about this deadline. Notice where you feel it in your body. Tension in my shoulders, not in my stomach. Listen, deeper understanding. Listen to what the emotion is trying to tell you. What need or value is being threatened? What is this emotion asking for? Respond. Values-based action. Choose your response based on your values and long-term goals. Ask, what would my best self do in this situation? Take one small action aligned with your values. Advanced emotional regulation techniques. Technique 1. Emotional granularity. Most people have a limited emotional vocabulary. They feel good or bad, happy, or sad. Developing emotional granularity, the ability to distinguish between subtle emotional states, dramatically improves your ability to regulate emotions. Instead of angry, you might be frustrated, blocked from a goal, irritated, minor annoyance, outraged, moral violation, resentful, unfair treatment. Instead of sad, you might be disappointed, unmet expectation, melancholic, nostalgic sadness, grief, loss of something important, lonely, lacking connection. Practice. Expand your emotional vocabulary. When you feel something, try to find a more specific word for it. The RAIN method for difficult emotions. When challenging emotions arise that threaten your discipline, recognize. I notice I'm feeling overwhelmed about this project. A. Allow. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. This is a natural response to challenge. I. Investigate. Where do I feel this in my body? What thoughts are arising? What do I really need right now? N. Non-attachment. This feeling will pass. I am not defined by this temporary emotional state. Technique 3. Cognitive reframing. Your thoughts create your emotions, and your emotions drive your behaviors. By changing your thoughts, you can influence your emotional state and maintain better self-discipline. Common unhelpful thought patterns. All or nothing thinking. I ate one cookie, so I've blown my diet completely. Catastrophizing. If I fail at this, my whole life will be ruined. Mind reading. Everyone thinks I'm lazy. Fortune telling. I'll never be able to stick to this. Reframing questions. Is this thought absolutely true? What would I tell a good friend having this thought? What's another way to look at this situation? What evidence do I have for and against this thought? How will this matter in 5 years? Technique 4. The values compass. When emotions are pulling you off track, use your values as a compass to guide your decisions. Step 1. Identify your core values. Examples: health, family, growth, integrity, creativity, contribution. Step 2. When facing a difficult decision, ask, which choice is most aligned with my values? Step 3. Choose the values-aligned action, even if it's harder in the moment. Technique 5. Emotional surfing. Like urge surfing, you can surf difficult emotions instead of being overwhelmed by them. Steps. 1. Notice the emotion arising. Breathe deeply and relax your body. 3. Locate where you feel the emotion in your body. 4. Breathe into that area. 5. Watch the emotion like a wave. It will peak and then subside. 6. Remind yourself this too shall pass. Managing specific emotions. Anxiety and self-discipline. Anxiety often leads to avoidance, which breaks discipline. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Focus on what you can control right now. Take one small action toward your goal. Anger and self-discipline. Anger reduces impulse control. Use the 6-second rule. Intense anger chemicals last about 6 seconds. Physical movement helps discharge angry energy. Channel anger into motivation for positive change. Sadness and self-discipline. Sadness often leads to comfort-seeking behaviors. Allow yourself to feel sad without immediately trying to fix it. Engage in gentle, nurturing self-care. Connect with supportive people. Boredom and self-discipline. Boredom increases craving for stimulation and instant gratification. Have a list of meaningful activities ready for boring moments. Use boredom as an opportunity for mindfulness practice. Engage in creative activities. Building emotional resilience. Daily practices. Morning intention setting. Evening reflection and gratitude. Regular exercise. natural mood regulator. Adequate sleep, crucial for emotional regulation. Mindfulness meditation, journaling for emotional processing. Weekly practices, connecting with supportive friends/family, engaging in meaningful activities, spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies and interests. Monthly practices, reviewing and adjusting goals, celebrating progress and achievements, learning new skills or knowledge, planning for challenges and setbacks. Chapter 6. Advanced Goal Setting Framework. Traditional goal setting often fails because it focuses on outcomes rather than systems, and willpower rather than wisdom. Let's explore a more effective approach. The problem with SMART goals. SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, aren't inherently bad, but they have limitations. They focus on outcomes, not processes. They can create pressure and anxiety. They don't address the emotional and psychological aspects of change. They assume linear progress. They can lead to all-or-nothing thinking. The Wise Goals Framework. Worthy. The goal must be personally meaningful and aligned with your values. I. Inspiring. It should energize you and connect to your deeper purpose. S. Systems-focused. Emphasize the daily systems and habits that lead to the outcome. E. Evolving. Allow flexibility and adaptation as you learn and grow. Process versus outcome goals. Outcome goals. Lose 20 pounds. Earn $1,000. Run a marathon. Process goals. Exercise for 30 minutes daily. Save $500 monthly. Run 4 times per week. Goals are superior because they're within your direct control. They build identity and habits. They provide daily wins and momentum. They're less anxiety-provoking. They compound over time. The systems thinking approach. Instead of just setting goals, design systems. A system is a collection of habits, routines, and practices that naturally lead to your desired outcomes. Example, health system. Morning, 20-minute walk, plus healthy breakfast. Midday, nutritious lunch, plus 5-minute meditation. Evening, home-cooked dinner, plus movement activity. Weekly, meal prep, plus fitness class. Monthly, health checkup, plus system review. Implementation. Intentions. Research by psychologist Peter Gollwitzer shows that if-then planning dramatically improves goal achievement. Format. If situation, then I will specific action. Examples. If I feel like skipping my workout, then I will put on my workout clothes and commit to just 10 minutes. If I'm tempted by junk food, then I will drink a glass of water and wait 10 minutes. If I feel overwhelmed at work, then I will take 5 deep breaths and write down my priorities. The identity goal. Integration. Connect your goals to your identity, who you want to become. Process. 1. Define your desired identity. I am a healthy person. I am a leader. I am a learner. 2. Prove it to yourself with small wins. Healthy people drink water. Leaders take responsibility. Learners ask questions. 3. Gradually expand the definition through consistent actions. Goal hierarchy system. Level 1. Identity goals. Who do you want to become? Level 2. Theme goals. What areas of life do you want to focus on? Level 3. Performance goals. What do you want to accomplish? Level 4. Process goals. What daily actions will you take? Example. Identity. I am a person of excellence and contribution. Theme. Health, relationships, career growth. Performance. Run a 5K, strengthen family bonds, get promoted. Process. Exercise daily, weekly family time, skill development, regular review and adjustment, weekly reviews. What worked well this week? What challenges did I face? What did I learn about myself? How can I improve next week? Monthly reviews. Am I making progress toward my goals? Do my goals still align with my values? What systems need adjustment? What support do I need? Quarterly reviews. Are my goals still relevant and inspiring? What major obstacles have I encountered? How have I grown and changed? What new opportunities have emerged? Chapter 7. Practical Implementation Strategies. Now let's get into the practical day-to-day strategies that will transform your self-discipline from theory into reality. Morning routine mastery. Your morning routine sets the tone for your entire day. It's when your willpower is strongest and distractions are minimal. The science of morning routines. Cortisol levels are naturally highest in the morning, providing energy. Decision-making capacity is at its peak. There are fewer external demands and distractions. Starting with wins creates positive momentum. Building your ideal morning routine. Phase 1. Hydration and activation. 5 minutes. Drink 16 to 20 oz of water immediately upon waking. This rehydrates your body and kickstarts your metabolism. Add lemon or apple cider vinegar for additional benefits. Phase 2. Movement and energy, 10 to 15 minutes. Light stretching or yoga, brief bodyweight exercises, walking outside if possible. This increases blood flow and energy levels. Phase 3, mindfulness and centering, 5 to 10 minutes. Meditation or deep breathing, gratitude practice, setting intentions for the day. This creates mental clarity and emotional stability. Phase 4, learning and growth, 15 to 30 minutes. Reading, personal development, skills, or inspiring content. Listening to educational podcasts or audiobooks. Journaling or reflection. This feeds your mind and creates positive momentum. Phase 5, planning and prioritizing, 5 to 10 minutes. Review your goals and priorities. Plan your most important tasks. Visualize successful completion of key activities. This creates focus and direction. Customizing your morning routine. For early birds, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock a.m. can include longer practices, great for exercise and extended learning time. Quiet environment for deep work. For regular risers, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Focus on efficiency and high-impact practices, shorter but consistent elements. Prepare as much as possible the night before. For night owls, 8 and 12 to 9 o'clock a.m. Start with very simple practices. Focus on hydration and gentle activation. Gradually build complexity over time. Evening routine for next day. Success. Your evening routine is just as important as your morning routine. It sets up your success for the following day. 15 to 20 minutes. Prepare clothes for tomorrow. Pack bags. Prepare meals. Clear and organize your space. Review tomorrow's schedule. Reflection phase, 10 to 15 minutes. Journal about the day's wins and lessons. Practice gratitude for 3 specific things. Acknowledge challenges without judgment. Set intentions for tomorrow. Wind down phase, 30 to 60 minutes. No screens. Blue light interferes with sleep. Reading, gentle stretching, or relaxation. Prepare your mind and body for rest. Create a consistent sleep schedule. Energy management throughout the day. Understanding your energy cycles. Most people have predictable energy patterns. Peak 1, usually 2 to 4 hours after waking. 9:11 a.m. for most people. Valley 1, mid-afternoon. 1:03 p.m. for most people. Peak 2, early evening. 6 to 8 p.m. for most people. Valley 2, late evening as melatonin increases. Strategies for each phase. High energy periods. Schedule your most important and challenging tasks. Make important decisions. Engage in creative work. Tackle problems that require deep thinking. Low energy periods. Handle routine, administrative tasks. Take breaks and restore energy. Do light exercise or movement. Engage in mindfulness practices. Energy restoration techniques. Physical energy. Power naps, 10 to 20 minutes maximum. Brief walks, especially outdoors. Deep breathing exercises. Hydration and healthy snacks. Mental energy. Meditation or mindfulness breaks. Change of environment. Switch between different types of tasks. Listen to inspiring or calming music. Emotional energy. Connect with positive people. Engage in activities you enjoy. Practice gratitude and appreciation. Spend time in nature. Nutrition for sustained self-discipline. Foods that support self-control. Complex carbohydrates. Provide steady blood sugar. Oats, quinoa, sweet potatoes. High-quality proteins. Support neurotransmitter production. Fish, lean meats, legumes. Healthy fats. Support brain function. Avocados, nuts, olive oil, dark leafy greens. Provide nutrients for cognitive function. Foods that undermine self-control. Refined sugars. Cause blood sugar spikes and crashes. Processed foods. Often designed to be addictive. Excessive caffeine. Can increase anxiety and impulsivity. Alcohol. Impairs judgment and lowers inhibition. Meal timing for optimal performance. Eat regular meals to maintain stable blood sugar. Include protein in every meal for sustained energy. Avoid large meals that cause energy crashes. Time meals around your most important tasks. Technology and environment design. Digital boundaries. Phone management. Keep phone out of bedroom at night. Turn off non-essential notifications. Use airplane mode during focused work. Create phone-free zones and times. Computer internet. Use website blockers during work time. Organize digital spaces for productivity. Limit social media to specific times. Use apps that support your goals. Physical environment design. For better focus. Clear, organized workspace. Minimize visual distractions. Good lighting and comfortable temperature. Everything you need within reach. For better health, keep healthy foods visible and accessible. Hide or remove tempting junk foods. Place workout clothes where you'll see them. Create spaces that encourage good habits. Social environment. Optimization. The 5-person rule. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Consciously choose relationships that support your growth. Building your support network. Accountability partners. People who check in on your progress. Mentors. People who've achieved what you want to achieve. Peers, people working towards similar goals. Cheerleaders, people who believe in you and encourage you. Dealing with unsupportive people. Set boundaries around negative influences. Don't seek validation from people who don't support your growth. Limit time with people who consistently drain your energy. Surround yourself with positive influences when possible. Weekly and monthly systems. Weekly review process. 30 minutes. What were your biggest wins this week? What challenges did you face and how did you handle them? What patterns do you notice in your behavior? What do you want to focus on improving next week? How can you better support yourself in the coming week? Monthly assessment. 60 minutes. Are you making progress toward your larger goals? What habits are serving you well? What habits need to be adjusted or replaced? How has your identity evolved this month? What support or resources do you need going forward? 2 to 3 hours. Review and potentially adjust your major goals. Plan for upcoming challenges and opportunities. Celebrate major achievements and milestones. Set themes and focuses for the coming season. Chapter 8. Recovery and Resilience. The path of self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's about resilience. How you handle setbacks determines your long-term success more than how perfectly you follow your plan. Reframing setbacks. From failure to feedback. Every setback contains valuable information. Instead of seeing setbacks as evidence that you're weak or hopeless, see them as data about what works and what doesn't. Questions to ask after a setback. What specific circumstances led to this setback? What was I thinking and feeling right before it happened? What could I do differently in a similar situation? What does this teach me about my patterns and triggers? How can I use this experience to strengthen my system? The spiral versus linear progress. Progress isn't linear. It's more like a spiral. You circle back to similar challenges, but each time you're at a higher level with more wisdom and capability. Common setback patterns. The all-or-nothing spiral. One small slip leads to complete abandonment of good habits. I ate one cookie, so I might as well eat the whole package. Recovery strategy. Practice the next right thing approach. Focus only on making the very next choice a good one. The perfectionist paralysis. Fear of not doing something perfectly prevents you from doing it at all. Recovery strategy. Embrace good enough and focus on consistency over perfection. The motivation dependency. Waiting to feel motivated before taking action leads to long periods of inactivity. Recovery strategy. Take action to create motivation, not the other way around. Quick recovery protocols. The 5-minute reset. 1. Stop and take 5 deep breaths. 2. Remind yourself of your why, your deeper purpose. 3. Choose one small action you can take right now. 4. Take that action immediately. 5. Recommit to your system, not just your goal. The same-day recovery. If you slip up in the morning, recommit by afternoon. If you slip up at lunch, recommit by dinner. Don't wait until tomorrow or Monday. The learning debrief. Within 24 hours of a setback, write down what happened without judgment. Identify the trigger or cause. Brainstorm 2-3 alternative responses for next time. Adjust your system to make success more likely. Building anti-fragility. Anti-fragility, a concept by Nassim Taleb, means getting stronger from stress and challenges rather than just surviving them. Principles of anti-fragile self-discipline. Expect setbacks. Build them into your planning rather than being surprised by them. Use stress as strength training. Just like muscles grow stronger from resistance, your self-discipline grows stronger from challenges. Create multiple systems. Don't rely on a single approach. Have backup plans and alternative strategies. Learn from every experience. Extract wisdom from both successes and failures. Self-compassion as strength. Research shows that self-compassion, not self-indulgence, is more effective than self-criticism for long-term behavior change. Components of self-compassion. 1. Self-kindness. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a good friend. Common humanity. Remember that struggle and setbacks are part of the human experience. 3. Mindfulness. Observe your experience without being overwhelmed by it. Practical self-compassion. Replace "I always mess up" with "This is challenging and I'm learning." Replace "I should be better by now" with "I'm making progress at my own pace." Replace "I'm a failure" with "I'm human and I'm doing my best." Chapter 9. Advanced Strategies and Troubleshooting. When standard approaches don't work. Sometimes traditional self-discipline strategies don't work because of underlying issues that need to be addressed first. Addressing root causes. Chronic stress. If you're in constant fight or flight mode, your brain prioritizes immediate survival over long-term goals. Solution. Address stress through therapy, meditation, exercise, or lifestyle changes. Sleep deprivation. Less than 7 hours of sleep significantly impairs self-control. Solution. Prioritize sleep hygiene and consistent sleep schedule. Nutritional deficiencies. Low blood sugar, dehydration, or nutrient deficiencies can impair willpower. Solution: work with a healthcare provider to optimize nutrition. Underlying mental health issues, depression, anxiety, ADHD, or other conditions can make self-discipline much more challenging. Solution: seek professional help and adapt strategies to work with, not against, your neurology. Techniques for stubborn habits. The microscopic change. Make the change so small it seems insignificant. Want to start flossing? Commit to flossing just one tooth. The environment nuclear option. Completely change your environment temporarily to break old patterns and establish new ones. The identity shift technique. Instead of trying to change behavior, focus intensely on changing identity. Act as if you're already the person you want to become. The reverse psychology approach. For some people, committing not to do something can create the psychological reactance that motivates them to do it. Working with different personality types. For perfectionists, focus on progress, not perfection. Build in flexibility and good enough standards. Celebrate small wins consistently. For rebels, frame discipline as freedom and choice. Avoid rigid systems. Create flexible guidelines. Connect discipline to personal values and autonomy. For people pleasers, find accountability partners. Connect discipline to serving others. Set boundaries to protect your self-care time. For all or nothing thinkers, practice moderation and balance. Create minimum viable versions of habits. Focus on consistency over intensity. Troubleshooting common problems. I start strong but always lose motivation after a few weeks. You're relying on motivation instead of systems. Build smaller, more sustainable habits. Create external accountability and support. I know what to do, but I can't seem to do it consistently. There may be emotional or psychological blocks. Your system may be too complex or demanding. You may need to address underlying stress or health issues. I'm disciplined in some areas but completely undisciplined in others. This is normal. Discipline isn't equally distributed. Start with your strengths and gradually expand. Look for patterns in where you succeed versus struggle. I feel like I have no willpower at all. You may be trying to change too much at once. Focus on one small change at a time. Address physical factors: sleep, nutrition, stress. Practical 30-day implementation plan. Here's a step-by-step plan to implement everything you've learned. Week 1, foundation building. Days 1 to 3. Choose one small habit to focus on. Drink more water, 5-minute walk, etc. Days 4 to 7. Establish a simple morning routine. 10 to 15 minutes maximum. Daily practice. 5-minute mindfulness or breathing exercise. Week 2, systems development. Days 8 to 10. Add evening routine. Prepare for tomorrow. Gratitude practice. Days 11 to 14. Begin tracking your chosen habit visually. Daily practice. Continue morning routine and mindfulness. Week 3. Environment and social. Days 15 to 17. Optimize your environment for success. Remove temptations. Add cues. Days 18 to 21. Identify and connect with one accountability partner or supportive person. Daily practice. Continue all previous practices. Week 4. Integration and planning. Days 22 to 24. Conduct your first weekly review. Days 25 to 28. Plan your next habit to add. Start small. Days 29 to 30. Reflect on progress and plan for month 2. Daily minimums. Non-negotiable. Morning routine, even if just 5 minutes. One mindful moment during the day. Evening preparation, even if just laying out clothes. Success metrics. Consistency, not perfection. Aim for 80% adherence. How you feel overall. Energy, mood, confidence. Progress on your chosen habit. Quality of self-talk and self-relationship. Mindful self-discipline isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about becoming the person you're capable of being. It's about closing the gap between who you are now and who you know you can become. Key takeaways to remember. Number 1, self-discipline is a skill, not a character trait. It can be developed by anyone willing to practice consistently. Number 2, mindfulness is more sustainable than willpower. While willpower depletes, mindfulness grows stronger with practice. Number 3, systems beat goals. Focus on building systems and habits rather than just pursuing outcomes. Number 4, start smaller than you think you need to. It's better to succeed at something tiny than to fail at something ambitious. Number 5, progress isn't linear. Expect setbacks and treat them as learning opportunities, not evidence of failure. Number 6, your environment is more powerful than your willpower. Design your life to make good choices easier and bad choices harder. Number 7, identity drives behavior. Focus on becoming the type of person who naturally does the things you want to do. Number 8, self-compassion accelerates growth. Be kind to yourself, especially when you struggle. Of self-discipline. When you develop real self-discipline, it impacts every area of your life. Your relationships improve because you become more reliable and present. Your work improves because you can focus and follow through. Your health improves because you make better daily choices. Your confidence improves because you keep promises to yourself. Your peace of mind improves because you're living in alignment with your values. Your next steps. 1. Choose one small habit to start with tomorrow morning. Set up your environment to support that habit. 3. Find one person to share your commitment with. 4. Begin a simple mindfulness practice, even just 2 minutes daily. 5. Track your progress visually. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Every small step forward is valuable. Every moment of awareness is progress. Every time you choose your values over your impulses, you're becoming stronger. The journey of self-discipline is ultimately a journey of self-love. You discipline yourself not because you hate who you are, but because you love who you're becoming. You have everything you need to succeed. The only question is, will you start? Your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Make them count. Thank you for watching this complete breakdown of mindful self-discipline. If this video helped you, please like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe for more life-changing content. What's the one habit you're going to start with? Let me know in the comments below. I read every comment and I'm rooting for your success. Remember, you're not trying to become disciplined. You're discovering the disciplined person you already are inside.